Hi, welcome to my channel. My name is Anne, and today I will be showing you all how to do a easy, beginner-friendly makeup look. Guys are ready? Let's begin. So first things first, we have to make sure that we hydrate our skin and we have to prep our skin before we begin the application. So what I'm going to use is my Revlon Hydrate. Hopefully you guys can see it there. And I'm just going to apply it on my face. I already placed my moisturizer on my face, and I'm just going to add a little bit of primer. I'm just going to use my fingers to massage it into my skin. Okay. Here we go. So we're just going to do that there. What the primer does, it fills in the pores so we can have a nice, smooth application. Okay. All right, so I also have this other primer. I'm not going to do that, but I'm just going to add just that one primer. Just going to apply it and pat it down into the skin. And so now that we have our primer on, we can begin. All right, so next I'm going to groom my brows. So now we're going to move on to the brows. Now, what I use to do my brows is the Morphe. I was looking for something else. I use Morphe, the brow pomade in chocolate mousse. And I'm going to get my spoolie here. It's just a regular spoolie that I purchased. You can find it anywhere. And so we're just going to go on ahead and groom the brows so that we can fill them in. So I'm going to move a little closer to the camera so you guys can all see. All right. So we're just going to brush it up here. Okay. Wish I had. Okay, so we're just going to brush our brows up. And then we're going to take a bit of the pomade and place it onto the spoolie. And then we're going to fill in the brows. So what I do, I use light strokes. Light hair-like strokes on my brows, not too much, just a little bit. But if I really want to move a little quicker, I just kind of outline my brows. All right, and so whenever I'm getting close to here, depending on how you like your brows, you can bring them here and we brush them up. Nothing too dark, just right. Let me see if I can adjust the light a little bit. There we go. Kind of like a little brighter. All right, so I'm okay with how my brows are coming out. So I'm just going to create a tail. Just a little tail. And when I clean it up with the concealer, you'll be able to see the tail. So now that I have this side done, I'm going to go on ahead and do the next. So we're brushing it up. Oop, got caught. All right, I'm dipping my spoolie. And then now we're just going to fill in the brows. Light strokes. Just filling it in. We're not going in with a harsh color. With a very just giving it a little tail. Okay. So I'm just trying to get it here. Okay, so I'm going to brush it up a little bit and let's see if I can add a little fake hairs and see if I can do it. Yeah, there you go. And then brush it up. Ooh. All right, so now that I filled in my brows to my liking, I'm going to clean it up with the concealer, okay? So the concealer that I'm going to use is the LA Girl Pro Concealer in Toffee. I'm going to use it in Toffee. You can see that there. Okay. I'm going to place it on my little spatula here. This little tray to eliminate any messes. And so what I'm going to do is use this brush right here. It's clean. I just can't get it off. And you can use any brush that you feel comfortable using to clean your brows. You can use a brush like this or a flat brush like this. Whatever you feel comfortable using. It's fairly up to you and how comfortable you are with using the brushes that you have. What else? Or you can, I don't have any other, I have any, okay. So I'm just going to use what I'm comfortable with, and that's this brush here. So I'm just going to lightly place a little bit of product on the brush, and I'm going to outline the bottom of my brows. Let's do this. So I'm going to start here, right in the middle, and then I'm going to carve it out. And if you have hairs, that's fine. Concealer can cover it, no big deal. So I'm just going to do just like that. And then we're going to use a little access to clean up, to get to the front, clean it up, and boom. There you go. And so I'm going to dip it again, and I'm just going to get the top of my brush. I had a clip. Okay. Okay, so now just going to get the top here. I mean, you can if you want to. I'm not going to do too much at the top because I don't like. I'm just going to do that. Just clean it up a little bit. Just a little bit. I don't like to use too much concealer at the top of my brows because I personally don't like the halo effect, but I like a clean look. So I'm just going to do the end kind of close to the middle of my brows, and then, you know, the tail. And so I'm going to do the next brow. I need another clip. All right, so again, I'm going to take it under here. All right, just like that. Sorry, I just went real quiet. I was so focused on it. And so now we're going to get the top of the brows. And remember, okay, you see that? All right, so now, okay, so now that it's kind of carved out, we're going to go on ahead and go in with another of our brushes here. I'm going to use this brush here. This is, let me see, okay. This brush is called the Flawless Concealer Brush. All right, so now we're just going to buff it all out. I'm going to buff out the concealer. Buff it out. The way that I do it, I kind of just tap. I tap. I don't swipe. I just tap. I like kind of like, I basically tap it into the skin. And if I'm really trying to get rid of if it's too much product, then that's when I start swiping. Like I start just, if you really want to move fast, or you just want to get rid of the excess product, then you swipe just like this. Boom. And so under the eye, we're tapping. We're tapping, 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 tapping. Trying to get it into the skin. And then when we get to the top, we can either tap or we can swipe. I'm going to swipe. Well, or drag. You can drag it. It's up to you on how you want to do it. I'm just going to show you how I do it. Okay. And eyebrows are sisters. They're cousins, not sisters. Sometimes I look at my brows and I'm just like, what just happened? Like right now, as I'm looking at them, trying to understand what did I do? I didn't do anything wrong. So I just went back in with some concealer under my brow to kind of clean it up a little bit because I felt like it was a tad bit messy to me. So I just went back under it. Okay, so now we're tapping. And I'm just going to go back this fully. And go like this with my brows, kind of like brush them up because I want my brows to look as natural as possible. I don't want it to look kind of I just want it to look natural. Okay, so this is what I like. And then I could just go in the middle here. And we're tapping. All right, so now that we have the brows done and completed, now we're going to go onto the eyeshadow. So before we get to the eyeshadow, we have to prep our lids. So we can go in with concealer or, hold on, go in with our P. Louise base. Okay, so I have the P. Louise base. I'm going to use this today. And I have it in 005, just the one I was looking for. On my lid here, not too much. Ooh, just a little bit on the lid. Not too much. A little will go a long way. I don't like using too much product on my face. As you can see, I just like to use a little bit. And if I feel that I need to use a little bit more, then I go back and apply a little bit more, just a little bit. Okay, we got it on, so now we're just tapping. Okay, so hopefully so now I'm going to go in with, I'm just going to use, because this is supposed to be a very simple beginner friendly eye look, we're just going to use one color. And we are going to go with eye crease brush. It's very precise brush right there. And I'm going to use my Juvia's Place. And I'm going to go in with beginner friendly. I'm just gonna go with Zulu. Going to tap it in Zulu. I'm just gonna tap the excess off, do it again, and tap the excess off. And so the way that I apply my eyeshadow, I make sure what we do is we just follow the bone of the eye. So if you go like this, you should get what you're looking for. So I dig into the eye socket lightly, not forcefully, just light. And then I follow it all across so that I can get so I can get exactly what I'm looking for. Okay, let me do it again. Okay. There we go. All right, so I have, just like that, we have, see how we did that? So I'm going to do the other side. Again, we're going to follow the bone, the socket, the eye socket. Tap, tap, tap. That's just how I do it, so I can have a good outline of where I will be taking the eyeshadow. So we're just tapping it. Some use the windshield wiper. You can definitely do that. But I just find this a little bit easier so that we can keep the eyeshadow in one place. Okay, so now that we have that, then we can use a flat brush. This is the medium shader brush that we're going to be using to add the shimmer right in between, okay? So we're gonna go with something, let's see. We're gonna go with something light. Daya, I don't know how to pronounce it. I might be butchering the name, but we're gonna do that, and we're going to place it right on the lid. Just like that. I know what you're thinking. Are we going to blend out the top? Yes, we are. Just hold on. This is how I do it, just so that it's quick and easy. So now I'm going to go in with a crease brush. It's a very fluffy crease brush, and then I'm not going to dip into Zulu. I'm going to dip into, you know what? I'm just gonna go into Zulu, not too much. And then I'm just going to lightly kind of, now we're going to go in with the windshield. We're going to blend, we're going to buff it out to make it look a little smoked out, you know? Not too much, just a tad bit. To kind of smoke it out. You can bring it up a little. You can bring it in a little, not too far in. Just a little. Just like that. You see the difference? So now we're gonna go with this a little. Kind of buff it out. Windshield wiper. buffing it out, okay? Making it look seamless, no harsh lines, just buffing it out. And if you want, you can go back to the other side, just take a look, see what's going on. And if you like what you see, that's good. You're doing great. And if you don't, that's fine, because they're two colors. You can go back and you can adjust. You can add a little bit more shimmer. If you feel like you took away, you can feel like you kind of like brushed some of the shimmer away, you can go back and add some more. If you feel like you need to add more, you can do that as well. So that's just fairly up to you and how you want your eye to look. So to me, I feel like I'm okay with what I'm looking, what I see. And so I'm done. And so now what I'm going to go on ahead and do, we're gonna apply the lashes. I have my falsies. I have my lashes here, and I'm going to go in with my Duo Lash Glue onto the falsies. We're going to let it get a little tacky, and then we're going to just go ahead and apply it to the lid. So the best way to apply lashes is to just look down. Don't look up, just look down. And then just place them on. One moment, let's see. This is the reason why you wait for it to get tacky so it doesn't okay. Okay, so I have one lash on. I'm going to go on ahead and apply the next one. This time I'm going to wait for it to get a little tacky before I apply it. Again, you look down. Sometimes it's ooh, this one cooperated way nice. All right, I have my lashes on. They're on, honey. And they're giving. All right, so now we're done with the eyes. And personally, this is just the easy part. Now we're going to go on with the foundation and everything else. So, all right, so I'm going to, this is fairly up to you. You can add a little bit more primer to your to your face. I'm just gonna not share that, but I'm just going to take this little bit here and apply it on this end too. Do that. All here in the forehead. All right. Okay, so I just added a little bit more primer, and I used the Spackle Under Makeup Primer by Laura Geller. It's like a little sample bottle. I had this for some time. All right, so now, all right, so now we're going to go in with the foundation. I use Maybelline Fit Me 360, and I use the matte in 362 Truffle. This is an old one, but it's in Truffle. I'm just going to add it to, okay. So I'm going to take my Ultra blending brush. It's an e.l.f. blending brush. I'm trying to see something. It's my e.l.f. Ultra blending brush. Wait, ooh, ultimate blending brush. And I'm just going to tap it, and I'm going to apply it to my face, just like that, all around, get everywhere. And we're going to use tapping, just going to tap it in there. And then when you get in the middle right here, just pinch it and then rub. And then you tap, 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 tap. Get under the eye. Continue tapping. Get over here. And if you need to add some more foundation, add. I'm just gonna get under here. This is your face, whatever you're comfortable with using, go on ahead and do it. I'm going to use a swiping motion up here because we have the concealer. I don't want a halo look, so I'm just going to do that to take away from the halo look. Okay. I'm going to add a little bit more, not too much. I'm going to bring it here. Okay. Make sure you get under here. Make sure you get your neck. I'm going in circular motions because I'm just trying to execute spaces that I did not reach. All under here. Ooh, working the muscles, girl. All right, so now that you have the foundation on you got your foundation on, and it covered all of the spots that you needed to cover. And if you feel like you need to add more, go on ahead and do this. Go on ahead and do that. I'm just making sure that everything is covered. And if you if you went over your brows, it's okay to go back and fix it. It's absolutely okay. Okay. And so now, once we have the foundation down, we can go on ahead and apply concealer under the eye. Again, I'm going to use the LA Girl Pro Concealer in Toffee, and I'm going to use my brush that I use for my brows. I'm just going to, like this, and like this. We're not going to use too much, okay? Like this, that's all we're doing. That felt so good because it was cold. And so now we're going to go down the bridge of the nose. And then we're going to get the forehead, not too much, and then down here, right here. Okay, those are the areas that you want to highlight. So now, what I use is, what is this called? It's a foundation stick, but I use it to contour. It is called Black, okay, so it's Black Radiance. It's 8003. It doesn't have a name, but it's just a contour stick. So I'm going to use this to kind of bring it up here. You see how I went underneath the brow a little bit? See that? And then I'm going to bring it down my nose. Okay. I went underneath the brow a little bit. I'm going to bring it down my nose again. Okay. So now, over here, I'm going to just go right here. That's all I'm doing. Not too much, okay? Right here. That's all I'm doing. Okay? And I'm just going to do right here. That's all I'm doing. That's all I'm doing. That's all I'm doing. That is all we're doing, okay? So now we're going to blend. We're going to blend using, where's that brush that I was using earlier? I'm gonna use this brush again. It's the Flawless concealer brush. We're gonna go under the eye. Okay. I'll bring it down some. Now it's up to you whether if you want to use a brush or a sponge. The sponge kind of picks up the product, where the brush is just pressing it into the skin. And if you need to add more concealer, by all means, do what you must. This is just how I do it, because I'm going to go back over it again. And get a little close to the camera. Because I'm going to go back over it again with a blending brush, just to, I might add a little bit more concealer. Or maybe I don't need to. Okay, getting under here. This is where the light will hit. Look at that. Now forehead. Bringing it down. Remember, we're tapping. Then we're just going to bring it across the forehead here. If you see me, see how I'm doing it? And then bringing it down the bridge of the nose. Okay. All right, so we have the concealer all in there. Okay, so if you want to, what you can do is go in with a sponge. And if you feel the need to kind of like just tap it, kind of give it here. Just a quick little tap, you know, not too much. Just like that, you can do that. If you have dark under eyes, I recommend, you know, going back under again with the concealer. Just to eliminate the crease. And then you can use your sponge. To blend it out. Everything needs to be seamless, okay? Okay, so now that we have that completed, I'm just checking. You're going to use a different brush. This is going to be the Real Technique. This is called the medium sculpting brush. As you can see, it's a little angled. So we're going to use that to bring down the contour. Just going to bring it down a little bit. And then we have, I'm just going to do that. Shadow. Okay. We're going to see, you can see the line, right? I can. Yeah, I can see that too. So we're going to blend that out later on. So we're just going to focus on what we can focus on now. Okay, so I'm just going to put my mirror down. I'm going to take a look here in the camera. And we're tapping, okay? Other side. You gotta lift up the wig just to get the contour going, because you're bringing it all in, okay? And then right here. See if I could eliminate that harsh line. Eliminate it. Okay. So, in my mirror. Okay, so now when it comes down to the bridge of the nose, I have a brush for that, specifically for that. It's the Morphe M164 brush. It's angled. And so I'm just going to take that and I'm going to, ooh, there goes my eye. Tap it, okay? Because if you want, you can sweep it down. Okay. You can kind of bring it under the brows, right? We're gonna blend that out. Okay. Okay, so now that we have that, I'm going to use another brush. I'm just going to blend it out. It's, what is this called? It's a shading brush, and so I'm just going to use that to blend it out. This is me just going back with the eyeshadow, because I felt like I've lost it a little bit, so I just wanted to go back to make sure that I still had it. Remember, you can always go back and add to what you already have. If you feel like you lost it, you can go on ahead and add it. I don't know what fell. Okay. We're going to go on ahead and set everything. So I like to use my RCMA setting powder. Yes, it's white, but it's translucent. Too much. I'm going to go ahead and use this setting brush by Real Technique, and I'm just going to tap it into the powder and go under the eyes. Okay, and I'm going to do it on the other side. And I'm going to do the bridge of the nose, just like this. I'm going to do my forehead and chin. And then, so for the contour, you can use that same, you can use the same setting powder for the contour, or you can use a powder. This is like a really cheap palette. It's Ruby Kisses. This is a drugstore. Have your options here. I'm going to just go on ahead and use, I'm trying to find the best match. I'm just gonna use this. I'm just gonna tap it one time. I don't want too much product on my face, and I'm just gonna I'm gonna go back, take a look. It kind of matches what I see, what's on my face. I'm just gonna tap it one time. And just do that. And just do that, right? And get under here, because this is just to keep it like on your face, not on your, but not, just to kind of give it a little something. Just to set it. I'm saying give it a little something. This is just to set the contour, the concealer, just to get it to kind of, so when you touch your face, it's not just, it doesn't transfer. So I'm looking for my brush that I use to sculpt my nose so that I can use that same color again. Because again, I don't want it to transfer. So just lightly, and do the other side lightly. Not doing too much, just a little bit, okay? So now that we have that, I'm going to go under my eye with, okay, we're gonna use you. I'm going to take this little flat brush that I have here. It doesn't have a name, it's old. And you can go back with Zulu, or if you want, you can add a little, you can have a little fun with it. You can add a different color. You can either use, I'm gonna just use Zulu. Just going to keep it simple because this is supposed to be beginner friendly. You know, nothing major. And then we're gonna go under under the eye. I don't know if this is beginner friendly, but hopefully you guys learned something from this. Yeah, this is just supposed to be really simple. Okay, so you have some eyeshadow under the eye. You can add a little bit more if you want to. You can leave it as is. Gonna add a little bit more. Okay. And then so now that we have that completed, what I like to do, I'm just going to get a brush, a big fluffy brush, and I'm just going to tap the little excess white translucent powder that I have. Just gonna, and then I'm going to just go like this all over to kind of bring everything together. I'm tapping. I'm tapping, okay? And if you have to go back again, you can. If you lose everything, if you lose the contour, you can go back. There you go. Boom, okay? All right, so now we're going to get the lips together. Simple lip, nothing major. You can just put a gloss or you can line your lips. I'm going to line my lips and then add a gloss and we're done, you know? Well, not really. I didn't add my blush. Okay, I need to add my blush. My blush is the Jaclyn Hill. I don't know what color this is, but it's this. Okay, just to add a little warmth to my face. That's about it. And I'm going to go, I'm using the contour brush. I thought I had the cheek brush. I know I do somewhere here. Is this it? Yeah, multitask cheek brush. It's called the multitask cheek brush. Says it there. That's it. And I'm just going to dab it in here. Smile. And go like this. Just add a little warmth to the face. Tap, not too much. Smile, and then add a little warmth. You can bring it across here. And now that I've lined my lips, I'm going to use my MAC Smoke Almond lipstick. And I just use MAC and Chestnut. And then I'm going to use the Smoke Almond lipstick. Not too much though, just a little bit. Boom. And we're done. All right, so I forgot, if you want to add some highlighter, you can. Could just the nose. Cupid's bow. All right, so we can just the nose. And then the Cupid's bow. Go like this, just to get it. Up here. And there you go. There you go. All right, remove the clips. And we set it with the NYX Matte Finish Setting Spray. Fan it out. And there you go. Easy, kind of beginner friendly makeup look. All right, hope you guys like it. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you have any questions, comment, you can subscribe to my channel. So I hope you all enjoyed the first ever video. All right, guys, see y'all later. Bye.